හරිද? Good morning and welcome to the Sunday service. This morning we do have a program which is chanting and meditation and chanting. Right now the Subodhi is going to lead the meditation. After that he will lead some chanting also. The last item is monks are going to chant the Pali chanting. So Subodhi, you can start meditation right now.
So it's been a long-standing tradition here at IBMC that when a month has 5 Sundays in it, we spend the 5th Sunday doing an extended meditation as part of our Sunday service. So that's what we're going to do today. So we're going to begin with some loving kindness, metta meditation. Then I will give a guided breath meditation. And then we'll meditate silently for a while until we hear the bell. As Bhante Shanti said, once we're done with that first session of meditation, we'll then do some chanting together. And then we will do more meditation in which I will give a very brief Dhamma talk at the beginning. And then we will meditate silently. And then the remainder of the 10 minutes of the Sunday service, we will listen to Pali chanting. So let's begin by getting into a comfortable position. You can put your palms in your lap if you like. You can close your eyes. And let's take 3 deep breaths. And now begin to think thoughts of goodwill, loving kindness, metta, beginning with yourself. Metta, loving kindness, goodwill is more than just words that we tell ourselves in our minds, more than just a prayer that we might recite, even more than just a meditation we might do. Metta is a wholesome intention, a wholesome desire that we generate for our happiness and the happiness of others. True happiness, permanent happiness. And so we begin with ourselves. We might say, may I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be free from stress and pain, free from suffering. May I live with heart and mind unburdened by greed, by aversion, by delusion. May I look after myself with ease. See if you can generate sincere intentions, intentions of goodwill towards yourself. And then extend those thoughts to your loved ones, your family, your friends, your Dhamma teachers, your mentors and guides in your life, all those that you hold dear to your heart, all those that you find easy to admire and respect. And to them, you might say, may they be happy, may they be peaceful, may they be free from stress and pain, free from suffering, free from harm. May they live with minds and hearts unburdened by greed, by aversion, by delusion. May they look after themselves with ease. And now extend your goodwill, your loving kindness, your metta to your acquaintances, people in your life that you don't know so well. May they also be happy. May they also be peaceful. May they also be free from stress and pain, free from suffering, free from harm. May they live with hearts and minds unburdened by greed, by aversion, by delusion. May they look after themselves with ease. And we also extend our goodwill, our loving kindness to those in our lives that are difficult to get along with, difficult to respect, difficult to admire. And for them too, we extend our goodwill, our loving kindness. May they be happy. May they be peaceful. May they be free from stress and pain, free from suffering, free from harm. May they look after themselves with ease. And if we could all be this free in our hearts and in our minds, we might all be able to live in admirable friendship with each other. And so we extend our loving kindness, our goodwill in all directions. To the north, to the east, to the south, to the west, above and below, to all sentient beings everywhere. May all beings be happy. May they be peaceful. May they be free from stress and pain, free from suffering, free from harm. May they live with hearts and minds unburdened by greed, by aversion, by delusion. May all beings look after themselves with ease. And now, with our hearts and minds uplifted with the goodwill, the loving kindness we have cultivated, let us turn our attention to our breath. Locate in your body the place where you feel the breath the most strongly. You might feel the breath in the tip of the nose. You might feel the breath in your chest, your shoulders, your stomach. Wherever it is in the body you feel it most strongly, see if you can settle there. Be comfortable there. And take an appraisal of the breath as you breathe in, as you breathe out. Is the breath long? Is the breath short? Is the breath deep or shallow? See in what way you are breathing right now. And ask yourself, what kind of breathing right now would be the most satisfying, the most gratifying, the most stable? And see how your body responds. It could be that breathing deeply feels especially rewarding right now. It could be that short breaths or long breaths feel best. Find which one feels the most satisfying and stay with it for a while. Recognizing that the body's needs might change, and so the breath will change. And that's okay. But being attentive to the breath is one of the ways that we can stay with the breath for the entirety of the meditation. So see if you can truly feel the breath in the body. Realize that it isn't just the lungs that are doing the breathing or the diaphragm. The breath isn't just passing through the nose. The whole body is breathing. So you might imagine that the body is being bathed in the breath, surrounded by the breath. Every cell in your body breathing right now. And so as you're sitting here breathing, you might become aware of your whole body. It might come in stages. You might just feel the spot where you feel the breath most strongly. But you might also become aware of the top of your head, down to the sides, your neck, shoulders, down your arms, all the way to your fingertips. Your chest, your spine, your stomach, your hips, and your legs, all the way down to your toes. As you're becoming established in this place, here and now, making it a pleasant abiding, see if there are any places in the body where you feel tension or tightness. And see if this pleasant way that you're breathing right now might help loosen that tightness. Being bathed in the breath, we can imagine that the breath is moving through those tight spaces and loosening them. The same with places in the body that might be cut off, that feel dense or absent. We can connect the whole body in this awareness of breathing. Let your mind truly settle here. It doesn't need to be anywhere else. When we create space and time like this to give our full attention to the breath, it's the mind's habit to begin wandering around, to begin thinking, to begin reaching outward. And that's why it can be so helpful to look at the breath not as something static, a passive observance of the breath, but to see the breath as something dynamic happening in your body. Something that's affected by your awareness, that can be changed and moved to flow in certain ways, so that you give rise to a sense of pleasure and calm in the body. And that calm extends to the mind as well, as it settles here. Makes this your foundation, your home, your island. And so you can sit here breathing this way. Each breath its own moment. You don't even need to be aware of them chained together. Keep the breath dynamic. Keep it right here and right now. And if you can do that, you can do what the Buddha recommended at the beginning of his instruction on mindfulness of breathing. You are setting aside greed and distress with reference to the world. You are being mindful, ardent, and alert. You're creating a pleasant abiding here and now. So continue to breathe in this way. To be mindful in this way until this meditation session ends. As this meditation session comes to an end, try to take any sense of calm or peace that you've developed and see if you can maintain it through the remainder of this Sunday service. And with that thought, when you're ready, you may open your eyes. And now let's chant together pages 4 and 10 from the chanting guide. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddham saranam gacchami, Dhammam saranam gacchami, Sangham saranam gacchami.
Mahaprajna Paramita Heart Sutra.
Page 8.
Page 8.
Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, when practicing deeply the prajna paramita, clearly saw that all 5 skandhas are empty and passed beyond all suffering. Shariputra, form does not differ from emptiness. Emptiness does not differ from form. Form then is emptiness. Emptiness then is form. Sensation, perception, volition, and consciousness are also like this. Shariputra, all dharmas are marked with emptiness, not born and not dying, not stained and not pure, not gaining and not losing. Therefore, within emptiness there is no form, no sensation, perception, volition, or consciousness, no eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, or mind, no form, sound, smell, taste, touch, or dharmas, no realm of sight, till we come to no realm of consciousness. No ignorance and no ending of ignorance, till we come to no old age and death, and no ending of old age and death. No suffering, origination, extinction, or path, no wisdom and no attainment, with nothing to attain. Because the Bodhisattva follows prajna paramita, the mind has no hindrance. Having no hindrance, there is no fear and far from all fantasy, there is dwelling in nirvana. Because all Buddhas of the 3 times follow prajna paramita, they gain complete perfect enlightenment. Therefore know that the prajna paramita is the great holy mantram, the great bright mantram, the wisdom mantram, the unequaled mantram, which can destroy all suffering, truly real and not false. So he gave the prajna paramita mantram, which goes Gate, gate, paragate, parasumgate, bodhisoha. Gate, gate, paragate, parasumgate, bodhisoha. Gate, gate, paragate, parasumgate, bodhisoha. Sentient beings are numberless. I vow to save them all. Deluding passions are inexhaustible. I vow to end them all. Dharma gates are limitless. I vow to study them all. Buddha's way is supreme. I vow to attain it. May suffering ones be suffering free, and the fear-struck fearless be. May the grieving shed all grief, and the sick find health relief. When ye do công đức phổ cập nhạc đế nhà đăng đủ chân sanh nghe gai công thái phà đạo. When ye do công đức phổ cập nhạc đế nhà đăng đủ chân sanh nghe gai công thái phà đạo. When ye do công đức phổ cập nhạc đế nhà đăng đủ chân sanh nghe gai công thái phà đạo.
Let's continue another 10 minutes meditation. After that, the monks are going to chant the Pali chanting.
Okay, so as we're settling into a meditative posture, I'll just say some words briefly. The other day I was watching something on the internet. I think I was watching it on YouTube. And it was some kind of game that was being played with some Asian Americans, young, probably 20-somethings, and one man, a Caucasian American who was fluent in Chinese. And they were all blindfolded except for the one Caucasian man, because the game was to see if he could convincingly convey to them that he was Chinese American. And what was interesting to see is that at one point they were asked this question. They were all asking each other questions. The people putting on the game were posing questions to them, and they'd respond. But there was this one that really struck me, because they were each asked what was their favorite part about their culture. And so the Caucasian man who's posing as Chinese American ends up talking lovingly about different aspects of this, this aspect of mainland China, that aspect of mainland China. But the other Asian Americans who were there in the competition, when they were asked the same question, they all universally said the very same thing: food. That was the favorite part of their culture. And so you might not know it looking at me, but I'm similar to them. I am of two cultures. I'm Colombian and I'm also American. But you might not know it looking at me. Most people don't. They see a very Caucasian guy, and part of that is true. It's from my mom's side of the family. But I've been one of those people that feels a bit disconnected. Not quite American, not quite Colombian, not quite existing in either place. One of the things that I really valued as I became Buddhist and started practicing and going to different temples is that as I was going from temple to temple and seeing the various cultural aspects of, say, a Thai temple or a Sri Lankan temple or a Cambodian temple or whatever the case may be, Japanese and so on, there were certain characteristics that seemed to be fairly universal. Eventually I would find a teacher that pointed out the reason why that was. And that's because within Buddhism, even though there are cultural aspects that are unique to every school of Buddhism, Buddhism that comes from this place or that place, by and large, when we get to the heart of the path, we're really coming down to something that is one culture, or what we might think of as counterculture. Essentially, we're talking about the culture of the noble ones, the Buddha himself and his noble disciples. And it's really those customs that we're taking on as we practice. And the beauty of that is that for me, someone who culturally felt adrift, not really being Colombian, not really being American, not really fitting in with my Catholic family, I found a place where I fit in because we're all striving together to do this one thing. We're trying to practice for our long-term happiness. And we're doing it in a particular way that is universal. It goes beyond boundaries. It goes beyond cultures. It's something far greater that we can all connect with together, regardless of where we're from. So I wanted to share that as a way of encouragement for all of us as we're practicing together in this room. All of us from different places, all of us from different backgrounds, all of us with different stories. We're all here today. Today could have been a gloomy day like it was yesterday, and about an hour before this Sunday service began, the clouds parted, the sun came through. It's a gorgeous day. And we're so lucky to be able to be here today and practice together. And we're practicing in a way that is in accordance with the Buddha and his teachings, the Dhamma. And so we're practicing in the customs and the habits of the noble ones. Something that we can take with us wherever we go, all over the world. We get to be a citizen of the Dharma if we want to be, which is something I find really heartening, very welcoming and warming. and something that encourages me as I develop in the path. And so I hope that sharing these words, it does the same for you. So with that encouragement, let's settle into our meditation. Before we end this meditation session, once again think thoughts of goodwill, loving kindness. Take any semblance of peace, of calm, of serenity that you've experienced during this meditation, and dedicate it to others. It could be a specific person you know right now that could use it, or it could be all beings everywhere. May we all find peace and well-being in our hearts. And with that, you can open your eyes.
Now we are going to chant for some Pali Sutras. Few minutes, maybe 5 or 6, 7 minutes. To blessing for everybody. Namo tasse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tasse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tasse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Itipiso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vicacharana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati sattha deva manussanam buddho bhagavati sakhato bhagavata dhammo sandithiko akaliko ehipassiko Opanaiko paccatang veditabbo vinyohiti Supatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Ujjupatipanno bhagavato Sangho nyaya patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Samici patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Yadidam chattari purisa yugani atta purisa puggala esa bhagavato savaka sangho Pahuneyo dakhineyo anjali karaniyo anuttaram punyam kitang lokasati Itena sacca vajjena patutang ratanatayang Itena sacca vajjena patutang ratanatayang Itena sacca vajjena patutang ratanatayang Bhavatu sabba mangalam rakhantu sabba devata sabba buddhanubhavena sada Soti bhavantu te bhavatu sabba mangalam rakhantu sabba devata sabba dhammanubhavena sada soti bhavantu te bhavatu sabba mangalam rakhantu sabba devata sabba sanghanubhavena sada soti bhavantu te nakhataya Bhutanam papagga nivaranam parittasanubhavena hantu te sangupaddavim Sabbitiyo vivaccantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavantuantaraya sukhi digayuko bhava Bhavatu sabba mangalam rakhantu sabba devata sabba buddhanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te Bhavatu sabba mangalam rakhantu sabba devata sabba dhammanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te Bhavatu sabba mangalam rakhantu sabba devata sabba sanghanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te Dukkhapatta ca nidukkha bhayapatta ca nibhaya sokapatta ca nisoka hantu sabbi pipanino Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. By the power of the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha, you will be well and happy. Thank you being with us here today. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Yes, we have some memorial service.